Well, welcome to our virtual child safety meeting. This video is for anybody who wasn't able to come about a month ago when we had our child safety meeting. So I attached some documents that you might want to look at while I'm going through this. Kind of the whole purpose of this meeting is to make sure our youth group, our children's ministries, our nursery, anything that is dealing with child and children, that we're safe. We're doing things that will keep us safe and them safe. So hopefully this is helpful to you guys. I'm starting at the Bible Baptist Church of Sodus Child Safety Policy for Children's and Youth Ministry. So the introduction, you can see there. As members of Bible Baptist Church of Sodus, our principles and purposes require that we respect and protect children of all ages. Therefore, our safety policy regarding children participating in nursery, children education, and youth group programs is as follows. So the general statement: we will make every effort possible to ensure that no child is subject to sexual, physical, or psychological abuse while under the supervision of any leader or helper at our church. We will guard against abuse whether at our facility or at an event which we attend or sponsor. So we really care about the spiritual needs of the people we're ministering to, but we also want to make sure they're safe, their whole person. So that's kind of what this meeting is all about. Supervisory procedures. Number 1, children of preschool age must be supervised at all times during children's ministry. At the conclusion of the children's ministry, children will be released to a parent or guardian or some person designated by the parent or guardian. So basically what that's saying is we want to take care of our small children and make sure there's a handoff at like Sunday mornings when we have the parents come in, they take them. We don't just release the kids into the wild. We make sure their parents come and actually go with them, especially for small children. Number 2, if a leader is in a classroom with children, the door must be opened or the door must have a window for observation. I believe all of our children's classrooms has a window, so we don't worry about this as much, but the idea is you're never in a place where people can't walk by and see you. So that's for their protection and your protection as well. Number 3, there must be at least 2 people, 1 leader and 1 helper in the nursery at all times. Child safety guidelines. Number 1, leaders and helpers should avoid being alone with a child. This is really important for obvious reasons. Accountability, safety. We want to make sure there's other children around or there's other helpers and leaders around. Try to never be alone with a child. Number 2, leaders and helpers should use care when touching children. Be very prudent with your display of affection toward children. Number 3, physical and verbal attacks are inappropriate. Number 4, jokes, innuendos, and compliments of a sexual nature are inappropriate. Maybe you're thinking this is obvious, but we have to say it because we live in a sin-cursed world, and we want to make sure that us as the church is very clear on where we stand about keeping our children safe. So here's the statements that we believe and we're going to follow. Number 5, sexual contact with any individual under the age of 18 by a leader or helper is illegal. Violators will be prosecuted. Number 6, no corporal punishment by leaders or helpers is acceptable. If problems arise, inform the parents or guardians. This isn't as big of a deal, but maybe back in the day you've been told by another parent of children like something along the lines of, I give you permission to spank my children or something like that. It doesn't matter what the parents say. We are not doing corporal punishment or discipline, whatever you want to call it, spanking. We don't touch other people's children like that, even if the parents are okay with it. We say, look, you're the parents and you can deal with this at home. We're not doing that. Number 7, never leave a child alone at the church facility following a youth event. Make sure 2 people, at least 1 adult, stay with the child until his or her ride arrives. I was a youth pastor, and sometimes you do a late night event or things go late and the parent is 20, 30 minutes late picking up the kid, and the teen is like, I'll just wait here by myself. Say, no, we'll wait with you. We'll make sure you're safe. You picked up just for safety purposes. Number 8, do not transport a child of the opposite sex alone in your vehicle or church vehicle. Again, this is with teens. If you're a man and a teen girl says, take me home, say, hey, we don't do that unless there's somebody else or a parent, or I know of people who put somebody else on speakerphone the whole time. You just want to make sure you're never in a situation where you can be blamed for something that maybe you didn't do. So just for your safety. Number 9, a volunteer or helper should never take a child to the restroom alone. There's some exceptions for the nursery bathrooms, because when you go in there, there's other people around and you kind of have to close the door there. But the idea is you never walk in the bathroom alone with a child. You want to make sure there's other children around. Ideally, there's another adult in the bathroom. You just want to make sure you're protected. Or you could wait outside where the kids go inside the bathroom. It should not be a habit of you and a small child walking alone into the bathroom. Just the world we live in, we want to be extra cautious with that. And it also says the preference would be to have another adult teen in the restroom with you. If this is not possible, have other children go with you. Let's talk about some Sunday morning procedures. Number 1, all children must be checked in on Sunday morning and have a sticker. If the child does not have a sticker, ask the parents if they checked in this morning at the check-in desk. So this is for our Sunday morning ministries. We don't check in the teens, so this is 5th grade and down. Every parent should go to the check-in desk when the check-in desk is open, up till about 10 to 15 minutes after service starts. So they go up and they get a sticker for the child and they get a sticker for themselves to pick them up. So I don't want you guys to be the sticker police, but I do want you to, especially in the next couple of weeks, month, really reinforce. If you see people coming in without stickers, just say, hey, did you guys check in this morning? Do you have your sticker? Just make sure it's on. And if a new family comes, let them know, hey, as a safety precaution, whoever drops off the kid, we want them to be the one picking them up. Or if you're not picking them up, say the parent has to go, is somewhere else in the sanctuary and they send older brother or something to pick them up. Make sure they have the other sticker so they say, hey, my parents gave me the authority to pick up this kid. So kind of the idea is the same person that picks up drops off the kid, picks up the kid, or they have this sticker that say, hey, I'm here and I'm allowed to pick up this kid. Because one of the reasons this is an issue is there's people out there who foster or adopt, or maybe their parents are separated and there's some interesting dynamics there. So if you don't know the family, you don't know, maybe the dad isn't allowed to see the kids and they hear that they're at church and he shows up and the kids run up and say, Daddy, and you say, oh, that's their dad. And you hand him off to the father. Then the mom comes in very angry and says, where's my kid? Well, I gave him to their dad. And, it's not a good situation. So you want to tell the parents, hey, this is what we do. You drop off your kid, you pick them up, make sure they have the sticker, make sure you have your return sticker. And if you're not the one who's able to do that, if a grandma's there or an older sibling, make sure they have that. So it's just a safety thing. And that's what it talks about under number 2. When a new family drops off their child, tell them that they need to pick up their child. If someone different picks up their child, make sure they have their portion of the sticker. I've listed some reporting procedures. Some things under here isn't fun to talk about, but we live in a sin-cursed world and we have to, just to make sure everybody's safe. So this is one of them. If abuse is suspected, reported, or observed, the matter must immediately be reported to one of the pastors. Under the leadership of the pastors, an investigation will be made. Because of its sensitive nature, such information will be restricted to those conducting the investigation. If child abuse is indicated, the church will cooperate fully with the State of New York Department of Social Services and Child Protection Services in the handling of this matter. What this means is if you are told or have, strong, reasonable suspicions that there's child abuse going on or something along those matters, don't just keep it to yourself. contact the right people, tell us, we'll contact the right people. This is, if a child tells you, hey, at home, mommy and daddy hit each other a lot, or they hit me a lot, or you go in and you see on the child, bite marks all the time, or burn marks, not just, the normal, the kid falls and has scrapes and bruises. This is, repeated, coming with broken bones and not the right places, and all those things. We just want to be good stewards of the kids. So if you're not really sure how to handle that, just talk to us. We'll work it out together. We certainly don't want to hide it and brush it up, because we want to make sure our kids are safe. Emergency procedures. Report all injuries to the ministry leader. Parents and guardians should be notified of any injury their child as soon as possible. Kids shouldn't, go home after an event or a kids event or something, and they have a cast because their arm was broken. The parents should be fully informed if there's cuts, if there's something like that. Maybe the kids won't tell them. Make sure you say, hey, they fell, this is what happened. You just want them to be informed. Also let us know, the church leadership, if something significant has happened, because we just want to maybe help, or just be prepared if a parent contacts us or something like that. Number 2, use common sense when treating injuries. Use rubber gloves when blood is present. Do not move someone with a neck injury, and call 911 if the injury appears serious. If they're unconscious, or broken bone, or neck injury, or something like that. We do have, we've been trying to take people in our kids ministries through CPR and the AED. So we took through, I think, 12 or 13 this year, a couple months ago, and we'll probably take some more next year. And we do have an AED machine and a first aid kit in the office. So if you don't know where those things are, make sure you are familiar with them. Number 3, take all suicide threats seriously and report them to the ministry leader and the child's parents and guardians. I'm going to skip to number 5 and then go back to number 4. Number 5, in the event of a fire, follow the exit route posted in the classroom. If the exit route is blocked or not safe, exit out a window. Most of the classrooms have windows you can go out. So if the handle is hot, if smoke is going through the hallway. But if you haven't noticed it, right next to the door in every single class, there's an arrow drawn. This is the best and fastest route to go outside with the kids if there's a fire alarm goes off or something like that. So make sure if you're like, I've never looked at that, make sure you look at it now, so in the back of your minds where to go, and you're not looking at it for the first time if a fire does happen. Let's go to number 4. We are going to talk about kind of some active shooter guidelines. Again, we hope that we never use this information. We just, we hope we don't, but we live in a sin-cursed world, and we just want to be prepared if we do. So if there's an attack, the church security team is instructed to go towards the attack as quick as possible. Teachers and attendees need to be prepared to do the opposite. So just in the back of your mind, we have a church security team. We're trying to staff it during other times like Awana. We have it Sunday morning. So they go towards the gunshots. And for you guys, for the teachers, here's kind of a 3-step method to keep in the back of your mind if an active shooter is present. Those 3 steps are run, hide, or fight. So you kind of do them in this order. So the first thing you have to process is it safe to run? So, you hear gunshots that way, or you're informed the active shooter over there. You want to try to get away from the shooter as much as possible. Get out of sight, leave your things behind, run away. If it's safe to do so, warn other people. Call 911 when you're safe and describe the shooter, their location, weapons. It's hard to go through every scenario, but kind of the idea is, as far away as possible. If you have to run in the woods, if you have to do something like that, there's not really a safe spot because it depends where there are and different things like that. Kind of the challenge is for teachers, like if you're in a Sunday morning classroom, you just have to think, do I know the hallways are safe? We don't have intercom systems, and maybe the security team's preoccupied and they can't come get you and help you. You know, maybe the kids are really small and you can't really run that fast, things like that. So if you're not sure, you're like, I don't know if I can run, the next step would be to hide. So if you can't get away safely, find a place to hide. Get out of the shooter's view, stay very quiet, silence your phones, you know, make sure you can't talk right now. Lock the doors, block the doors, turn off the lights, just, you know, get away from anything in the room that's visible. If you're in a classroom where you can, you know, go behind things or go in a closet or something like that, you can always try to communicate silently with the police, you know, just through like text messages or putting a sign in the window, something like that. So you try to run. If I don't think I can run, you hide. If you can't hide, your last resort is to fight. So you're hiding and somebody comes in. Fortunately, you know, hopefully this never happens, but commit to your actions and act aggressively to stop the shooter. So ambushing them with makeshift weapons such as chairs, fire extinguishers, scissors, books can distract and disarm the shooter. So again, we have a church security team. You know, they're instructed to just go towards the danger. So most active shooters, you know, it only lasts for 15 seconds and things like this, but kind of just in the back of your mind, if something like this does come up on a Sunday morning or something like that, run, hide, fight. Try to run first. If you're not sure, if you can't do that, if you look in the hall, it's not safe, try to hide. And while you're hiding, you know, if it comes to it, last resort is to fight, keep the kids safe. Again, it's heavy just talking about it, but I think we have to at least think about this. So again, thank you for taking the time to listen to this. Once you're done listening to this, can you just, if you could just send me an email, a message saying, I listened to this and I'm gonna follow these policies, something like that. And then if you have any questions, please let me know. We want all of our teachers, all of our volunteers to take this training. Some of them did in person. You guys are taking this training through watching this video. And just be familiar with those things and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.